Hello, my name is Charlie Hodgson and I'm Chief Investigator at Private Investigators UK. Over the years I've worked on many weird and wonderful cases that many people have found very interesting and indeed funny. Although the names, dates and places have been changed to protect the innocent, the cases I'm going to talk about are all very, very real. The case I'm going to share with you today is, who's my husband having an affair with on a Tuesday and Thursday night? Over a year ago, a woman called Kim, just approaching 50, called us as she was convinced her husband was having an affair on a Tuesday and a Thursday night. The background to the case was fairly simple. Clive and Kim had been together for nearly over 30 years, had two wonderful grown-up children, had a wonderful time, and he'd always been very attentive and always very loving. About 6 weeks ago, he announced he was going to be out on a Tuesday and Thursday night, something he had to do. Kim wasn't too worried until he started coming back smelling of perfume. She'd always trusted him and felt that, no, he can't be having an affair. But over the 6 weeks, the fact that the smell of the perfume and the fact he was in good spirits was starting to really eat at her. So to help Kim find the answers, to get her the truth, we organised surveillance for the next Tuesday and Thursday nights. So the next Tuesday we followed Clive from work. He got into his car and travelled about 3 or 4 miles down the road. Went to a house, the door was opened by a woman, and Clive shook her hand. Not the greeting I would expect if a man was having an affair. Once Clive and the woman went inside, something else odd happened. Instead of them rushing upstairs to the bedroom, or maybe onto the sofa, they spent the next hour moving around the living room. Clive then left, and again he shook her by the hand. Something didn't add up here. I know a lot of private investigation companies may at this point just simply have sent Kim the photo of the surveillance and saying, look, your man has met a woman. But that's not how we work here. I phoned Kim and said, look, this does not add up. I suggested instead of doing the surveillance on the Thursday night, let's do an investigation into the woman, because that's going to give us more answers. Kim agreed, so we did an investigation into the woman, and what did we find? She was a party organiser. Things were becoming clearer. Then a thought came in my head. When Kim first phoned us, she said she was coming up to 50. So I rang her. I said to her, you mentioned about being 50. When is your birthday? And she replied, 2 weeks on Saturday. Kim asked why I wanted to know, and I said, look, give me just 10 minutes and I'll be back to explain. So I picked up the phone to the party organiser and asked her, are you available for a party 2 weeks on Saturday? And she said, sorry, I can't. I've got a surprise party to do. I asked, who was the surprise party for? She said it was for a woman. It was for her 50th. And the best bit about it was she'd been teaching her husband how to dance so she could surprise her. Suddenly everything added up. Clive was trying to do the most wonderful thing in the world, but because he was innocent, and let's be honest, a man, hadn't thought about the fact that his wife might wonder why he smelt of perfume. And of course he felt in a great mood when he came back because he was learning to dance and he thought he was going to do something very special. I immediately got back on the phone to Kim and explained the whole situation. She stopped for a second and burst into laughter. She said, just like him. Oh, bless him. I said, the thing you've got to promise me, though, is that when you're taken to that party, you must be extremely surprised. Kim phoned me a couple of days after the party and said she'd had the most wonderful time. She was amazed how good a dancer he was, and now they'd promised each other they would dance on a regular basis. But the moral of this story is, just because your husband comes back smelling of perfume does not mean he's having an affair. Before you accuse him of anything, get the professionals to find you out the truth.